Time to get started here on the phones. And again, I really appreciate all of you waiting. This is Mike in Brooklyn. Great to have you, sir. Thank you.
Well, Rush?
Hey.
How are you, Rush? It's an honor to speak to you.
Thank you, sir, very much.
I'm a long-time listener, a first-time caller, although I've tried reaching you hundreds of times, but I'm glad I finally got through. I'm just wondering about, all this talk about impeaching President Trump. Back when Obama was in office and he was doing all these criminal acts and stepping all over our Constitution, everybody says, Paul Stillhouse as well as the media, and the Republicans saying that, we can't do nothing. They have the House or we don't have enough votes or blah, blah, blah. Well, now we have the House, we have the Senate, we have everything. So how can they...
This is such an excellent question. This is why this program has the most intelligent listeners, and that's because of me, in the country. His question is, why are we even talking about impeachment? The Republicans own the House of Representatives. If the Republicans hang together, is his point, there's no way that Trump can be impeached. Well, impeachment is the bringing of charges. He can be impeached, but they have to convict him. That would happen in the Senate. But before that, the House has to come up with articles of impeachment. They have to pass the House. Then the House assigns people that are called managers to take the case to the Senate where the trial would take place. And his question is, how the hell can any of this be seriously discussed? Back during Obama, discussions of impeachment you couldn't hear them because there was no way. The Democrats, especially the first term, Democrats ran the Senate. There was not going to be any chance of a conviction. By the way, Andy McCarthy makes a great point about impeachment. He's even written a book about it. Impeachment really is not a criminal proceeding. The American people have been conditioned to believe that high crimes and misdemeanors means what? Impeachment is a purely political process, and it can only succeed if there is the political will for it out there in the country. You can have all the misdemeanors and high crimes you want, but if the president's popular, you're not going to succeed. Republicans tried it with Slick Willie. Slick Willie's approval numbers were 55 plus. It was not going to. The House managers, once they had, Lindsey Graham amnesty was. I really believe that Lindsey Graham, who was a member of the House during the Clinton impeachment, was so embarrassed by it that's when he began to wander off the conservative reservation. But now that the Republicans have this vast majority in the House, how are we even talking about this? And that brings up, this is why old Mike here has had a brilliant question. This brings up a fundamental point about what is happening. And Mike, I thank you again for providing for me the transition into this, which when it's all over, it's going to result in the host looking really good, which is the purpose of calls. Not to be complimentary, of course. Hang on, we'll get to this, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about right after this. Now, back to our caller. This is such an important point here. With the Democrats and the media out there howling like wolves over investigation, why isn't it automatically considered impossible? Because Trump is a Republican, and the Republicans own the House, and there's no way we would think that the Republicans are ever going to vote out articles of impeachment against one of their own, especially with no evidence of anything yet. There's no crime. Nobody has a crime. Folks, if there had been a crime, you would know it. That would be all they're talking. They're trying to make you think crimes have occurred. They're trying to make you think obstruction has taken place here. I made the observation the other day. Where are the Republicans? They're making no effort to defend the president. The president, as I've been maintaining, all he's got is you. You people have voted for him. And don't think for a moment that McCain is not behind a lot of this that's going on. You know, McCain's had his nose out of joint. It's understandable ever since Trump said he didn't respect people that got caught. He didn't like generals and military. He didn't respect them. If you don't get caught with the enemy, Trump likes you more. I think McCain has been seething since day 2 of the Trump campaign. Don't forget, it was McCain that was intimately, directly involved in that fake Trump dossier. The Golden Showers dossier, remember that, where Trump supposedly grabbed Melania? They went to the Moscow hotel room that Obama and Muchel had used, and that they hired prostitutes to come in there and urinate on the bed. And that report was written by a guy for a British independent contractor security agency. It was then presented to Trump as all lies, as an example of the kind of crap that's out there, Mr. President. We want you to know what we're defending you against. We want you to know the kind of stuff that's out. McCain and others tried to pass this off as real. The media's been trying to pass it off as real. This is the thing that BuzzFeed published in toto, and there's no evidence for any of it. So where are the Republicans? The Republicans are part of the establishment that Trump took on. Mitch McConnell's been out there saying that he wants less drama so that Congress can get his work done. Meaning Trump's got to go. Trump's got to shape up. Trump's got to stop causing all this drama. But the drama is being produced by the media. And it's an onslaught. Unhinged journalistic rage that will not end, it will not stop for 5 seconds. Make book, 5:30 every day, there's now a new bombshell. 5:30. Just in time for the evening news, but too late for the Trump team to mount any kind of defense before the evening news. There's going to be one today at 5:30. No idea what it is, but that's the formula now. A Trump bombshell. A Trump blockbuster. Trump breaking news. 5 to 5:30. Yep. See, Brian's already figured it out. He's in there nodding his head in agreement. Do you not think it's kind of a little bit ironic for any Republican in Congress to talk about getting work done when they have been doing nothing for 7, 8 years? Now, I know they didn't have the numbers to do a lot, but seriously, where is the Trump agenda in legislative form? Where is it? My point is, he doesn't have a lot of help here. I know why. They don't like him much more than Democrats do. The problem is they wouldn't be in power without him. They wouldn't have their majorities without him. Well, the House might, but it wouldn't be nearly as big. The Senate clearly wouldn't. The Democrats wouldn't be as weak politically, electorally, as they are without Donald Trump. Some gratitude, you would think. And then got McCain out there. He's along with all those never-Trumpers. I could name names, but I don't want to give any more recognition than they already have. They're all so-called conservatives. They're not conservative, but they think they define it, and they think they're the leaders of the conservative movement. But their balls are so tiny they don't even need to wear jock straps when they run out to jog. They still refuse to give Trump even a smidgen of support for the cause that they believe in because they think Trump's subverting conservatism. Trump didn't subvert conservatism. Trump just came in and filled a void. He happened to be overwhelmingly popular, which rubbed these people's nose out of joint. You think it doesn't bother McCain either? Trump's popularity? So you got all these whiners who find Trump to be problematic, all these whiners who say Trump's short here and he's not smart enough there and he's causing us too much embarrassment over there and Trump's making us look like fools and Trump's just really, he's such a pig. It's because of Trump we don't have Hillary Clinton. It's not because of McConnell, and it's not because of McCain that we don't have Hillary. It's because of Trump that we've got a great replacement for Scalia on the Supreme Court. McConnell does get some credit there for stonewalling Merrick Garland. I'm not trying to shortchange anybody here. It's a great question. This idea of impeachment ought to not even appear on the page. It ought to be so impossible because the Republicans ought not want to get anywhere near it. But all they've got to do is say Nixon and Watergate. That was as profoundly embarrassing for the Republicans as Goldwater's defeat in 1960 was.